So now what did I do is I copied the whole Spring Boot application. I'll go over the source code in detail, what I made changes. So what you need to do is, and I'm almost done with the copied the, I have the template project with the Spring Boot setup, which includes database configuration, JSON configuration, DB unit, JUnit, exception error handling. All the one-time configurations are available in this commit. So now, once I get all these, and then I have made custom changes related to our project. So for that, what did I do is application.properties. I create our main database schema name will be prio-stocks. And I put as username prio-stocks and prio-stocks here. So this is only MySql configuration you need to be done at your local server. Meaning you need to, because you install Docker, right? You can install MySql on the Docker and then point this configuration to your local MySql server rather than connecting to EC2. So now this is what I have created. Schema, prio-stock schema, and then in the users, I can give you a detailed overview of how you can configure the schema and username privileges tomorrow once you install MySql. So ideally, you can click on the, let's say, I'm closing this, open the connection, and click on users and privileges. First, you need to create the account, meaning once you create on it, create the username. Username in our case is this one. prio-stocks is username. Password is also same. And by using the same username and password, create an account here and click on apply. Once you created the user, you will see something like this. Whatever I see here, prio-stocks. Once you have the username, password set up, this icon here, you see the icon plus icon. When you my4 on it, you will see the, description, what is the use of the icon. So, and then click on that icon to create a new schema. So, in our case, the schema name is prio-stocks. Then simply, you can type in that, prio-stocks and apply. Automatically, you will get the, because right now I already have, so that's why I can't create one more. So that's how you can create the schema. And once the schema is created, select the user ID that you already have. So far what you did, you created a user account and the schema. So now select the user and click on schema privileges, add entry. So for this user, what are all the schemas you want to give permission to access? So select schema and whatever the prio-stock here, and click OK. That's how you can control all your schema access between different user accounts available at the database level. So this is all the setup you need to do for the main schema. And then similarly, in the application test properties, create this another test schema and test username and password. So follow the same names and passwords. That way you don't need to, each developer don't need to customize this. Once you check out this code, you should be able to automatically run the application. So for the stage in production, I will encrypt all these configurations, so nobody will know how the stage in production works. Okay, this is only for your local setup. Now, once you have main database and test database setup is complete, now the second step that you need to understand that Docker file. So in the portfolio, so now you see here PWD, This is all my working directory. I kept it stocks portfolio until this is your git clone repository. Underneath this, you have a portfolio folder. And then if you list the files, you will see all this. So here, here one of the file is docker.sh. So it's a shell script file. So I need to figure out how you're gonna run the shell script file, but that's a topic for tomorrow or day after tomorrow, because each of you are using different operating systems. So we need to talk through how this file can be run on your machine, because shell scripts is meant to run on the Linux operating system. We'll go over once you have the basic setup done. Now, so what is the content in this shell script? What I'm trying to do is, this is all the Docker setup. I am trying to stop the application running inside the Docker. That's the first line. And the second line is remove that app from the Docker container and remove the Docker image. And you will eventually know what are all these steps. I mean, I'm giving you very high level. So what all these 3 lines means, you will stop the container inside the Docker. You will remove that application from the Docker, and then we are preparing the test database, all the script, test database, and then we build the main database by using all the script. So it's all there. The comments are clearly there. You can navigate through it, and you can ask me more questions around this. And once your test database and main database is ready, and then we are building the Docker image, and then running the Docker image inside the Docker container. Once it is done, I'm just displaying how many apps are running inside the Docker, and then this is to show logs at that particular container. So now we all have everything here. Okay. I will go through it. It's a temporary file is created. I'm removing the temporary file tilde file is created. So now you come on to where the docker.sh file is available. You need to navigate until to that folder, and then sh. sh is meant to run the shell scripts in the Linux. Docker.sh. Now you see all the comments, that green color, right? Those are all the lines I have put in the shell script. So that way you will understand, where the shell script is running through. Let me close this. So here, okay, it's done. Let's see. That's fine. Some problem is there, but that's okay. I need to still work on it. So the bottom line, what we are running here is, if you go on the top, oh, it's gone already. So here, you see here, I am trying to stop portfolio container, because right now there is no container available, because we haven't deployed, installed even a single time. So that's why you see error responses here. Once we build and everything, you won't see error responses. Now I'll see. So if any of the steps in the shell script gets failed, that means application won't be deployed. Now you see, right? It's trying to build the whole application and running the test cases and everything. So here what is happening, these many test cases are failing. So why it is failed? So something is wrong in our DB unit setup. So where is that DB unit setup? Just what is the error first? No such table is available. Why not? So it says no table is available. Let's see. Stock portfolio test. Yeah, table is available there. But still it says no table is available. Prio_. That's the table here, right? But we'll see. Yeah, table is available there. So, but still it doesn't work, meaning you have not found the application of test properties. Top portfolio test. Top portfolio item text. Anything is wrong in this one? Stock item, portfolio item test. Yes, prio-stocks to start. We'll see. Yeah, same thing. I mean, it is able to connect to the database, but let's see. Anything like test configuration. I see. So I need to make few more changes, but this is all overall skeletal of the project for now. So I may need 1 or 2 days to fine tune everything before it gets familiarized. Come on. Did I configure properly? Stock portfolio.test. We'll see. Something gone wrong. Check the MySql server version for syntax. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. What this takes? Yeah, schema name only. I've given the proper stock portfolio -test. Yeah, same thing.
In the database export file also will give the database details, right? Maybe that's wrong there.
Yeah, because I did not. We'll see that. Check in manual. It says something that the first line it is failing at this R level is this. It is configured properly. I don't see that anything wrong here. Do unit, but this file doesn't matter. Okay, I'll configure this file also. Stock portfolio test. Minus that and connect to that. This should not give any problem ideally. I mean, this is a separate process altogether, but I'm just changing. We'll see whether this connect or not. Are you done? I think so. I'll remove everything in this file and regenerate this. Yeah, it is regenerated. So there is no problem with the DDD generation, but still application.test properties. We'll see. I'll search in Google. No idea. Okay, so I'll troubleshoot this problem. It will take a longer time. I see that. So let's do one thing. Okay, I will do. So I did comment out the whole file. So it does not extend anything. I'll fix this test case. I have to troubleshoot a lot. I'll pass you through the except test cases. I'll explain you. Now the problem was with test cases to execute this whole Docker script. Now let's see. So it executes the test cases and builds the whole script into a Docker image. That's what you're seeing here. It's building a Docker image, and then it still failed. No, Docker PS -a Docker SRM. Docker RM. I removed everything. We'll see. Okay, it still failed. Okay, Docker file. First time setup, right? I'll end up having a lot of problems. Okay. So now you see here, everything is built successful, and it displays the new application prio-stock portfolio is installed on the Docker, and then it starts showing the log. Now, if you come here, I'm doing because I installed on the local at the default port. Spring Boot automatically starts the Tomcat and executes the default port 880. So now that's why you see this picture. I mean, I just put a static JSP page there. That's why you see the picture. Now, let's say here, if I go Docker ps-a, so you can see my, oh, sure. Did I accidentally? Okay. I did accidentally. Let's rerun it again. Okay. So now here, something like this. If I am opening up a blank space on the terminal and go run on the Spring Boot, so you keep on. It did execute, right? Yeah. Oh, it has not yet started. Okay. I ran too fast. So localhost 8080, and I can see the picture. So now, whenever you see, I enable the log also at our application level. That's why you see here, welcome. Each time I refresh any number of times that you do, log will continually go into the controller. This is all logging is under our control to see, where the navigation is going each time you click on a link in the application. So I'll go in a deeper detail how this log works. For now, you can see this docker.ps-a. You should see our container, prio-stock portfolio container on the line number 1. This one. Now, you see here up about a minute. So that means it is started a minute ago. Now, you don't need to remove. You can stop that container also. Now, I'm doing docker stop. Just give the application name, stock portfolio. Now, I stopped the container. Now, go back and see the list of the whole applications inside the container. You can see here, exited 3 seconds ago. That means the container is stopped. Each time you do this one, and it will display how much time ago the container was exited. So once this means we stopped our application. This application is stopped. Now go back in the browser and try the same thing. You won't get anything. So when you come back here and you need to do, just start and give the container name. Now I restarted it. Now if you see the listing of all the applications inside the Docker, you can see our app is up just 5 minutes ago. Now come back and do the Spring Boot. It won't come because it will take, just 5 minutes, right? The whole app to start, it will take around, 15 to 20 seconds. Depends on the volume of the application. Okay, 27 seconds. We'll see now. Yeah, you got connected. So that's how you can host multiple applications inside one single Docker. If you see here, I have hosted our portfolio application, Mongo database, MySql database inside one container. That's the advantage of using Docker. Any questions so far?
So for the portfolio application, we are using MongoDB and MySQL. So you are
No, I'm not
container.
using MySQL Mongo. That was installed for some other project purpose. So I'm going to use MySQL only.
Okay. So if at all I am working on a totally different application, and even that application list over here, it uses the same instance of SQL.
Yeah, I mean, you can here you can have multiple instances of MySQL, multiple instances of Mongo also inside one container. So if you have two MySQLs installed inside the Docker, that means you will have two instances running, and each instance will run at a different port number.
Okay.
So you can configure port numbers, you can configure IP addresses. Now let's say prio-stock, right? Now I see that you need to practice a little bit of the commands. So prio-stock, I'm inspecting how this container is. Now you can see a lot of things here. So mine is running at this IP address 172.17.0.3. But if I see each container, each app inside the Docker container will run at a specific IP address, and all the IP addresses are managed by Docker container. So that way you can hold any number of database instances. You can have MySQL two instances, Oracle, Mongo. You can have any type of database, any type of application, and you can interconnect. So far, what did I do? I have created a MySQL instance, and I given the configuration because for us, MySQL instance is running at the IP address, whatever I have mentioned here, right? Application.properties. If you see here, MySQL is running at 172. This is the container IP address for the MySQL instance. So if you are running two MySQLs, you can give another MySQL instance here. I mean, if there is running another 3, and you can do that. So like that, you can host any number of applications connecting to any type of database at any given time.
Okay. So if at all I have 5 different applications, I can still use only one MySQL instance, right? Or each.
Yeah, you can use that. You can use. MySQL is only one instance. Underneath your, I showed you, right? You can create any number of schemas like this.
Right.
So each application connected to a different schema, or even if you want to connect to the same schema for all applications. However you like the architecture, you can do it.
Okay. Yeah.
So your assignment tomorrow is, let me stop it.